It's been a very humbling experience to work with Boston Ballet. They are so open for complex thinking, for new themes and outreach. And not only do we want to create extraordinary art, we want to change the way we create.
Ambitious art making is the thing that drives us at Boston Ballet. We're seeking to be the ballet company of the future. We are seeking to make art that changes people's perspectives, that changes their lives. And, you know, that's a big aspiration. One of the ways we do that is by commissioning artists like Nanine Linning, by commissioning projects like La Mer.
She isn't really interested anymore in doing art for the sake of art. She needs to do something that she feels is really relevant to today. And I have to say, that's deeply inspiring.
As soon as I heard we were going to be working with Nanine again, I was excited, but I knew it was going to be very hard. That challenge and the level of concept in the work is so refreshing.
I think all the dancers are very excited about the topic, the ocean, because normally we never talk about it, this thing, and then make a piece about it. It was very interesting to see this kind of topic and then make a movement, and then we can kind of show to the audience that, and they can think about it. So it was very touching. Not many companies doing it, this kind of work, especially a ballet company.
For me, it allows me to take a step back and reflect so that the piece is not just movement, but then you realize that, oh, this is actually about something.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
This production is a mixture of dance and theatrics that we've never done before. And that's the cool part about this, figuring out where to hide to without distorting the design or the way the dancer needs to move within the piece.
I have been always drawn to storytelling. For me, one of the most powerful sides of music, where you actually tell a story with music.
The rock dress. It's a piece of scenery, it's a dress, it's wardrobe, it's props, it's everybody. But I've never made a costume for 8 people to be in at once.
A lot of people, when they look at a costume, they think of the design part and then don't think about anything else after that. And then there's so much more after that.
It's not very common to do a lot of headpieces and masks because we have a lot of moving characters. So it's been exciting to do something different. It's exciting because I get to build something weird. I love building weird things.
Understanding all the choices we have to make, could we make them in a smarter way, in a more sustainable way? And if not now, at least we explore and understand what we might be able to do in the future.
We had our initial meeting with Yuima and Nanine, and they talked about the ocean and the plastics, and let's try and find manufacturers that make textiles out of recycled plastic.
La Mer is going to be a really great example for people to see it and say, okay, here's this big, beautiful piece, here's what we are doing to this world. But I think it's also going to be really important to talk about how it's made and the challenges we faced trying to be as sustainable as possible.
We put a lot of time and effort into exploring sustainable options. There's no market for sustainability in costume. The materials you need for dance are highly specific, and it's not just look, it's function.
In America, the actual manufacturing of the material and the textiles take like a year, 2 years for us to actually produce yardage and yardage of material in order to make costumes.
It's not always prioritized to be sustainable. It's prioritized to make the artistic vision come to life.
Shane goes out of his way to find dyes and other paints and products that have less of a toxic footprint, not only for our safety, but also for what gets put down drains as well.
And do you think we could get recyclable plastic too?
One of the costumes, we were using some recycled plastic. I put a call out so that I could collect a bunch of vinegar bottles so that we could use those instead of going out and buying new plastic.
What is sustainable? Is it just a step better than today? Or do we take now a detour, but we know in 10 years it's better? It is a beautiful thing for me to stand on the shoulders of scientists who do this extraordinary work.
It's been really meaningful. I've learned a lot. I thought it was really interesting to actually have the scientists in the studio and talk to them one-on-one. Also, I think it's interesting that we are doing ballet and we are bringing an awareness to something that affects everyone.
Using the art form to convey the message and hope that people get a little bit of it and take it home with them and start doing things at home that help the environment and help the ocean.
Ballet dancers don't speak. We do everything through our body. And I think Boston Ballet being a world-renowned ballet company, one way to bring this to the forefront in America is to present this piece of art through movement and theatrics to show that we do care about the environment.
The piece is timely. Could we have done on the sustainability level a better job in 15 years? For sure. Making art an agent for change or to participate in that dialogue. But I think all in all, it's been a very relevant process.
I think that it's really cool that we are collaborating with the Woods Hole scientists and having these conversations outside of our world, bringing art and science together, help reach a wider audience.
I never thought about it, I'm gonna do this kind of ballet in my career. That's very special, I think.
Art definitely has a way of opening people's eyes. And so I think this piece is gonna do exactly that. People are gonna go, wow, because it's stunning, but then they go, oh wait, actually, let me think about who I am in the world and how I'm affecting the world at large.
Just in the way that this artistic process to make La Mer has changed Boston Ballet, I hope that folks in our audience are changed by seeing La Mer.
So big topics, stay sort of far away or on TV or in the news. But when I make them really personal, I think we can all relate in a better way.